What's up, YouTube? I'm Apocalyptic P, and it's that time of year. I know it's a little late, but today we're finally going to be looking at my list of the top 10 WWE figures of 2017. So first off, I do want to say this list is my personal top 10 figures from last year. So these are the 10 figures that I think did the best, looked the best, or I just liked the best from last year. And second off, all the figures that made the list are ones that I purchased last year. Any figure that I missed out on or didn't end up getting, I didn't count or include in my top 10. I wanted the figures to be able to show, review, and really take a good look at them to be eligible for the list. So let's get into it here, and let's first check out my honorable mentions. So these are figures that were right there on the cusp of making it, couldn't quite squeeze into the full top 10 list. I'll tell you why, but here they are. And starting off the list here, these are my 3 honorable mentions. Like I said, each one I highly recommend. Each one's a great figure, but there was 1 or 2 things that kind of kept it from actually making the list. Alright, first off, this is the Kane Basic from Series 74. We did review this. Excellent figure, especially for a basic. Love the color. Great job on the face mask, the hair detail. It just, for the attire, we talked about this in the review. When he debuted, this is supposed to be his debut attire. They messed up his sleeve. He was supposed to be sleeveless on the one arm. And this one he has both sleeves. So that was just a little bit of a error in the detail work there with that figure that kind of kept it from actually making the top 10. But nonetheless, I wanted to give it a shout out because I do highly recommend it. It is a great Kane. Second up, we have the Stone Cold Steve Austin from the Zombie Series 2. Again, another excellent figure. Highly recommended. I went into a lot of detail in my review about this figure and why I scored it so high and why I really liked it. I mean, just that head scan. I guess it's not a head scan. It'd be just a head sculpt of a skull. But to make it look like his smoking skull symbol, and to get the vest and the extra detail into the figure, excellent. One of the best, my personal favorites of the Zombie series. But the reason why I didn't make the top 10, I didn't think the Zombie figures were actual real life wrestlers. So I kind of excluded it from the list, but nonetheless wanted to give it a shout out as one of my honorable mentions because it is just a great figure. And last one here, we do have the Shinsuke Nakamura Defining Moments. This is one of the first figures I did review back early of the year. I dug it. They did a great job with the head sculpt, the scan in the face. You get his entrance vest. My big thing with this is I didn't think it needed to be a Defining Moments figure. I think this could have been easily just a regular basic elite. Include the vest still. You get his little arm sash. But again, it didn't need to be a Defining Moments. I didn't think it warranted a big enough moment to be in that series. So that is what personally for me kept it from being a top 10. But nonetheless, my third honorable mention, and big shout out to the Shinsuke Nakamura Defining Moments. Alright, let's get into the list. Next up with number 10. And here it is, number 10, and it's starting off with a tie. We're looking at the Beauty and the Beast, the Elite 52 Braun Strowman, and the NXT Elite Series exclusive to Target, Bayley. So both these figures I thought were extremely well made. The Braun Strowman, that's just that kind of look, expression on his face. It's the same with the Baileys when we look at it. I think they did an excellent job detailing the expression. Him looking a little crazy-eyed. I like the beard. You know, his attire is pretty basic. Not much to the attire, but the tattoo work and everything on the arms. Excellent Braun Strowman figure. Plus, they give you the stretcher as an accessory. Which again, in my review, I went into more detail on why that was such a big deal. especially for me, in the episode where they used it. Let's go ahead and put Mr. Roman Reigns in there to make it a little more official. So again, the Braun Strowman 52 Elite with the stretcher, awesome detail, awesome story behind it. Number 10. Also tied with that number 10 is the Bayley NXT Elite line from a Target exclusive. You do get her wacky, wavy, inflatable tube-man as an accessory, which is neat. I did take a look at the Bayley Network Spotlight from Toys R Us. It did have this new kind of head scan where she's kind of screaming, and I really liked it. But her attire with that one, that was from the, I think, TakeOver Dallas pay-per-view. It was the gold and white, kind of bland attire. This is more akin to the bright and happy Bayley we're used to seeing, the bright colors, the streamers. It still has that awesome kind of screaming happy expression face. I think they really nailed it, with that. These two, the Bayley and the Braun Strowman, I think they did a great job kind of nailing the expression to show you a deranged, crazy-eyed monster and a happy, smiley, excited Bayley. So those two tied number 10 on my list. Next up, number 9. And here it is, number 9 on the list. Now this is the only figure that I didn't unbox yet. And the reason why is I just really dig the packaging in the box, so I'm going to keep it in there. But it is the Ringside Collectibles. You Just Made the List, Chris Jericho. Very similar to the Elite Chris Jericho that just came out a few series back. But this attire is a little bit different colored attire he has. He does come with this scarf, the pen, the List of Jericho. He has a better head scan, I think, than the Elite. He has his goatee and looks a little bit more tough and meaner on this one than his Elite version does. But like I said, the big thing is the packaging they went with. So just simple on the side, picture of him, but then the back, they made it look like an actual list. If you get a chance to go through and read what's written on here, it's all pretty funny, pretty clever stuff, like it was written by Jericho himself. So just the way they package that, making it look like it is his own list, was really neat, so I decided to keep it in the box and display it that way. There you go, number 9. You Just Made the List, Chris Jericho. And my number 8 on the list is the brand new Bray Wyatt from Elite Series 54. We just reviewed this figure not too long ago. I told you, keep an eye out because you might be seeing it again pretty soon. So here it is on my top 10. He made to number 8. Like I said, this is kind of the Bray Wyatt figure that I think we've been with. I like the detail and the tattoos. You do get this cool vest, puffy entrance vest. The detail in the pants as you go down, I think is awesome. The shoe colors, purple dark color for that is cool. You get the lantern that he holds. So all in all, like I said, this is the definitive Bray Wyatt figure. I think it's the one that we've all been kind of waiting for to get. And I think it deserves a spot on the top 10 list, and I put him at number 8. Next up, number 7. And here she is, number 7 on the list, the Charlotte Flair from Elite 54. Again, from our review that I recently did, I talk a lot about this supposedly being supposed to be a defining moment. They moved it to an Elite series is what the rumor was. But man, this figure, I think, whereas the Shinsuke did not need to be a defining moment, I think this one should have been a defining moment. You get her entrance vest from WrestleMania, snaps in the front. You get the blue attire with the silver dots on it. Flair on the back, looking a lot like her dad's entrance vest and attire at his last retirement match that he came down in. So this figure has a lot behind it, a lot to do with the story. I think they did a great job on the face. Love the entrance robe. Love the look, the color of it. So, number 7, Charlotte Flair Elite 54. And number 6 is the bad guy, Scott Hall from Elite Series 51. Flashback, Outsiders attire. Again, this one was just recently reviewed. Love the figure. Nothing bad to say about it. Comes with the glasses, comes with the spray can. You do get his black NWO sleeveless shirt. Dig the red blood coming down on the attire, the detail of that. I think the head scan's awesome, very similar to his defining moment. They did change up a little bit. Highly recommended. That's why it's number 6 on the list. And there you go, folks. That's 6 through 10. 5 down. 5 more spots to go. Let's see who cracked number 5. It is the realest guy in the room, Enzo Amore. It's from his Elite 49 series. Again, this is a figure that kind of surprised me after I got it, unpackaged it. I mean, the detail on this, the tattoo work alone is awesome. You got the detail in the head sculpt with the hair and the beard, the vest, the colors as you turn back around, the pants, the ruffles and detail in the pants and the socks and the shoes. I mean, it just goes on and on with this figure. They did just an amazing job with this. When I first got it, opened it, like I said, I was surprised at how much I really enjoyed it and liked it. I like the color scheme, the blue and the black. Got the on the back of it. I mean, they just did not hold back on this figure, and it really shows. And so number 5, the Enzo Amore from the Elite 49 series. Moving on, number 4 on the list, it's the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is his Network Spotlight Toys R Us exclusive. It's from his WrestleMania 33 attire. And this AJ Styles made my list personally because I dig this attire. I like the blue, I like the red, the white. I was at WrestleMania 33, so the figures I do tend to like a little more because I was actually there when they debuted these special WrestleMania attires. A lot of the wrestlers do. Like I said, a lot of detail in this. I love the color scheme. Head scan's okay. But again, big thing for me is it's his WrestleMania 33 attire that I really enjoyed. I dig the color, like I said, the blue and the red. Awesome looking figure. This is my AJ Styles to get if I were to recommend out of them all. It's the Network Spotlight Toys R Us exclusive. Let's move to number 3. Alright folks, we're down to it. Top 3 WWE Figures 2017. It's Finn Balor and Finn Balor. We have our second tie of the day, folks. Coming in at number 3, we have 2 Finn Balor figures. The Network Spotlight Toys R Us exclusive and the Elite SummerSlam Finn Balor. Both these are amazing figures. They both deserve to be on my list. The Spotlight exclusive came with his NXT Dallas Takeover attire, entrance attire. So you do have his cap came with. He did come out with a chainsaw, so they included a chainsaw with it. You get the long brown trench coat with the detail up the sides, the pocket, the button detail. It's an awesome looking coat. We'll take that off. But aside from the accessories, look at that detail and coloring. The blue, the red, the black shaded in on the chest, around to the back, the colors in the boots. This is just a great paint job. I like the design. But also, the one thing I think I dug the most, which again was a surprise to me, was if you can see a close up there of the black, they kind of faded up into his hair, and the whole way around they faded that kind of fiery looking black flames up the whole way to the side of his head and up into his hair. That's just awesome detail, I think, on the paint job that they didn't have to do, that they did, that I thought was just a cool little touch. So that's the Network Spotlight exclusive Finn Balor number 3. Also, Like I said, we have this SummerSlam Elite series that came out this year. Again, this one didn't come with many accessories. It came with the title, the Universal title, because he did win it there. He was the first Universal Championship. Uh, but just the design and the wording on this figure, it's just outstanding. I wouldn't say it's not as flashy as the Network Spotlight until you get to the back. Check out that back design. You got the words, how they had to write all those words around the back, down his legs. The words actually say different things. You can see Demon King in there, different stuff. So they actually went through and wrote all the words around. Did the nice design in the back. You have the green tongue coming down the chest. You have the arm design coming down the arm. They painted the fingers individually on each hand. So just the paint job on this figure alone, this is an excellent looking figure. Like I said, I couldn't just pick one of the two, so they both made it. Highly recommend each of them. Can't one, you have to get them both. So that's why they both made number 3 on my list. And here we go, folks, moving on to number 2.
Ooh, yeah. And I'm talking the cream will rise to the top.
Well, kind of. Number 2, close enough. It's the Macho Man. Defining moments. This is from his WrestleMania 3 appearance when he had what was considered one of the greatest WrestleMania matches against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Macho Man came out in his awesome purple and blue entrance robe. Macho Man, real big on the back, has his bandana, or his headband, his white glasses, but also has one of his favorite attires of mine, the pink starred trunks with the yellow boots and knee pad. This again was made popular by CM Punk, wore an outfit similar to this. But this is one of my favorite Macho Man colored trunks and attire. I also dig this robe. I think the blue and the purple look awesome. The back of it with the big Macho Man on the back, again, is just awesome. The head sculpt on this figure with the hair and the glasses and the headband just look awesome. I like the beard and the goatee they did on the face. Not one bad thing to say about this figure. Awesome defining moments. Awesome robe. Great detail. Number 2 on my list. When I first got this, I thought this probably was going to be my number 1 on the list. It made it close. Came in at number 2. Let's see who beat him out for number 1. Alright, it's finally time. We've counted down 10 down through 2. Here it is, folks. The number 1 figure on my list, 2017. It belongs to the man himself, Mr. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. This here is from Storm Collectibles. It is a ringside exclusive figure. This is the NWO Hollywood Hogan attire. This figure is just awesome. I dig everything from the head scan, the detail in the attire, the figure itself. It's a little different than the Mattel figures. You do get the interchangeable hands. It did come with his black and white feathered scarf. You get the t-shirt, the Hollywood Rules t-shirt. This, like I said before with the Scott Hall, when Hogan turned bad, turned into Hollywood Hogan, that is one of my favorite Hogans with the NWO. I couldn't wait till this figure came out. It didn't disappoint. One thing I didn't like about was his weight belt. When he took that thing off, there's no getting it back on. It was a struggle. Aside from that, everything else is on point. My best figure of 2017 is the Hollywood Hogan from Storm Collectibles, brother. And there you go, folks. That is my personal top 10/12 figures of 2017. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Leave your comments below. Let me know who you were surprised that made my list. If there's any figures that you would put in your list that I didn't put in mine. Your thoughts on my top 10 list if you would. Also, check out my channel. Hit that subscribe button. I got reviews of every one of these figures on my channel. You can go through and watch an unboxing review of each figure. See what I said in more detail, more depth about the figure itself. So check that out. And until next time, we'll see you then.